Good afternoon, everyone. Just like to introduce myself. My name is William Walker. I'm part of the products team here at Inoapps, and I'm joined today by Alistair Lippock, who is the Reporting as a Service technical lead. First of all, I'd like to just say thank you for so many of you joining us. It's lovely to have a full house. And then a bit of housekeeping. If any of your colleagues couldn't make it today, or you just want to share this amongst your organisation, this recording will be made available to you. If you have any questions throughout the webinar, there is a questions button on the top right-hand side of your screen, and we can address those in a brief Q&A at the end. So let's just dive in. Me and Alistair are rather proudly here today to talk through our exciting new solution. But to understand the solution itself, you first need to understand its inception and where it's come from. And that's us here at Inoapps. So Inoapps, we are an Oracle Platinum partner with 12 years experience of end-to-end Oracle transformational projects, both on-premise and in the cloud, and spanning across HCM, ERP, EPM, etc. And we were even pioneering in the fact that we implemented the first cloud ERP internally in the UK. But it's not just the UK where we've had success. We have international scope. And this is made possible by two of our other offices in Houston and Kuala Lumpur, which allows a follow-the-sun implementation and support model. And this international success has gained us many accolades over the years. Two of those I'd like to point out would be the 2016 Global Software as a Service partner, and more recently the 2018 Cloud First Partner of the Year for the UK and Ireland. I think that we've been recognised as outstanding in this way due to our ability to innovate with our own applications, our own IP that extend the functionality of your Oracle solution, and that's what we're here to speak to you today. Through kind of engaging with many cloud customers, we've noticed a trend specifically with ERP and HCM cloud customers, and that's that the reporting and business intelligence stream isn't often prioritized throughout the implementation project. Usually the priority is data migration or project management, for example. And you find yourself in a situation where your project reporting requirements aren't considered until near enough go live. And that leaves you in a situation where you've got the seeded reports as your only source of intelligence. And whilst that offers a broad insight, a lot of organizations find themselves still unable to answer the business critical questions, be that due to an industry or even company specific requirement. And the skills and expertise necessary to build these highly complex and structured reports to answer said questions are not always found internally. So what do? Some organizations decide to make do with the standard functionality, but you've just invested in a brand new ERP or HCM rollout, and that comes with a powerful business intelligence tool in Oracle Transactional Business Intelligence, and that seems somewhat of a waste. Other companies try to train internally, but this is a huge time-consuming endeavor where you've got highly skilled professionals who should be adding value by analyzing data and gaining insight. You can move to an IT-centric shared service model, but this forms somewhat of a bottleneck within your company, with all reporting requirements passing through the same few skilled individuals, and this can form queues and make quite a cumbersome business process, and doesn't allow for much agility. You can recruit specialist skills, but there's a cost associated with recruitment, training, and retention of specialist skills as such. We all know there's quite a high level of churn within the consultancy industry, and this can lead to a large estate of unmaintained reports. If that individual leaves, who's looking after them? And often we interact with customers who have inherited a large estate of non-functional reports and don't know what to do with them. Finally, you can engage with an external vendor, but there is a cost associated with that as well. And as business processes change or reports need patching, for example, you're going to need to engage with them again. So what's our answer? We found ourselves time and time again in a situation where we were building similar reports across and within industry verticals. And whilst that was great for us, we thought there must be a more efficient way of doing this. So we developed this, reporting as a service, a new disruptive solution to reshape the Oracle Cloud Business Intelligence workstream. Its components are a centralized library of business intelligence and reporting content collated over years of cloud experience, easily accessible on an Oracle Cloud application for you to order. But the subscription doesn't only get you access to this expansive library, it's a service. We've paired it with the implementation skills necessary to configure, deploy, and test all of this content before rapidly deploying it into your Oracle Cloud environment. The library itself is growing, with additional content being added all the time, and an extensive roadmap of content to be added still. And all of this is all maintained and supported going forwards with a full managed service wrapper on all of the reports that we implement. So the library itself, as I said, it's a wealth of highly functional, purpose-built content compiled over years. And it's put into a gallery of reports whereby you're able to browse in the way that you see most fit, with an ergonomic interface where you can choose applicable reports for your business requirements. And as I say, the content is grouped, so you can browse in the way that you find most useful. So be that Oracle's modern best practice, which I know a lot of people are adopting, or the more conventional functional area. The type of content is varied, with dashboards, data extracts, and new content being added all the time. As I say, we have an extensive roadmap and weekly sprints on different functional areas. The report types themselves can be a highly visual dashboard or analytic with the ability to graphically interrogate data. All dashboards come with a dashboard prompt, so you can further filter down into the nuance of your data and filter by business unit or time, for example. You have transaction reports, more granular, to really drill down into your figures. Data extracts, highly functional reports, where you can pull data from your Fusion environment into a format more familiar to yourselves, for example, CSV or Excel. And this is really useful for integration with third-party softwares or data validation purposes, per se. And finally, you've got BI Publisher reports, highly formatted documents, the kind of thing you might use for a printed output, with pixel-perfect reporting, which would be useful for customer statements or purchase orders, for example. But I think the best way to demonstrate the solution in action is to do exactly that. So I'll hand now over to Alistair to do so.
Thanks, Will. Hi, everyone. My name is Alistair Lippock. As Will said, I'm the technical lead on the Reporting as a Service solution. So today I'm just going to demonstrate some of the features and functionality of the reporting library. Just before I get into the demonstration itself, I just wanted to touch on the process, the user story. How would a user typically use this application? So just before the step one, the customer would have subscribed to the Reporting as a Service, and they're ready to go. They've been issued credentials, and they can now log into the library. Another step that kind of precedes the browsing would be that the user has a reporting need or a requirement that might not be fulfilled by the Oracle seeded report, or they can't quite find the report that fits their needs. So then, okay, they browse, they log into the reporting library, and they start browsing for the content that fits their reporting needs. They find the content, they're ready to go, they want to order it, so they order the content. And at that point, Inoapps would take over the order, they would process the user's order, they would deploy that to your Oracle environment, they would configure it to your exact system setups, they would test it, make sure that it's all working correctly. At that point then, the user can now start using it. They can start doing the reporting, the critical aspects of reporting, analyzing data, making informed business decisions. And really, again, the exciting part of this solution is the ongoing support. That report now comes under Inoapps' managed service wrapper. We look after it if anything goes wrong. The challenge of keeping reports going and upgrading them, that is now sitting with us, and it's away from you. So I'm just going to log into the tool and show you some of the functionality. So I'm just going to escape my presentation and go to the tool. So we can see here that it's a browser based, so it's not accessed from within your Oracle environment. We would provide you with user credentials and the login, and then you can just access it at your own discretion. So I'm just going to log into the tool, using some user credentials. And so just to touch on the user interface, we've tried to align that as close to Fusion as possible so that the transition between Fusion and the reporting library is as seamless as possible. So we can access the reports library. So again, we come in and we're ready to start browsing. So I've just, for instance, an accounts payable person, a user, wants to get a invoices dashboard just to manage and monitor their invoices. They can't quite get it from the Oracle seeded reports, so they just come into the library. Straight away we can see we've got multiple navigation routes available to us, and we've provided those just to make getting to the content that suits your need as quick and easy and efficient as possible, and that is just to get you onto reporting quickly. We want you onto your key aspects, your key tasks of reporting. So I'm looking for a finance report, so I'm just going to stay with modern best practice here. So I'm just going to click into finance, and this is the next level down again. So we've got all these categories available to me, but I know exactly where I'm going. Supplier invoice to payment, that's what I'm looking for, so I'm not choosing anything else. Again, a third level down, I've got a few categories available here, but I'm after supplier invoices, so I'm just going to click into supplier invoices. And then we stripped away all that content that's no use to me, and I'm just left with the content that I am interested in, that suits my needs for reporting. At this point, we can see some high-level information about the reports available. So the name, the reference number is just something to keep so we can track reports. The short description, just a small description about its functionality. The functional area it's tagged under, and critically the type, so we can filter by dashboards. We've also got BI publisher reports in there, and then just more of its categorization information. At this point, I'm not getting as much information as I would want from this high-level view, so I'm just going to go into this one. The created invoices dashboard sounds like something I would want. I've read my description. Monitor supplier invoices. Okay, let's go and have a bit more of a look at this. So we just can go into the detail of the report. We can see again the name, the reference number, the short description, the categories over on the right hand side, the regions that this would be applicable to, and also the industries. But in addition to all this written information, we've got visual information just so you as a user can actually see, right, how's this going to look in my Oracle environment? Will I be able to use it properly? So we can actually click on a preview image. And there we go. We can straight away see, okay, right, this is what it's going to look like when I access my Oracle environment. I'm going to be using the report that looks like this, and I can make my decision based on that image. However, if I want to delve a bit further into the details of this report, I can scroll down and I can see the physical components that are actually going to be unarchived into my BI Publisher Business Intelligence catalog. So again, it's just giving me a much more information so I can make an informed decision, and I know exactly what is going into my system. And again, in addition to all of that written information, we've provided the images of those components in action in your Oracle environment. So I can just browse through those and really get an idea of how this report will function and look in my environment. So we can see the prompt that would be available to me to filter the results. Again, so I can now see, right, I'm going to be able to filter by date and time. I'm going to need that. The additional prompts in the second page. And some transactional details. So from this, straight away as a reporting user, I can see that's exactly what I'm going to be getting. There's the columns, there's the data. I don't have to build that for me, build that for myself. It's going to be available to me. Inoapps are going to handle that. And again, just more of the transactional report. And then I can just see some of the analytics available. So I've looked at the images, I've looked at all the components, all the information, and I'm happy with that report. I want that on my system, and I want to be using that for reporting. So I scroll up and I just click Order Now. And there we go, order's been placed. So now Inoapps takes over that order. It's now with us. We process that order. We would deploy all of those components to your system. We would make sure that they're configured to your individual system setups. We would test it to make sure that it's working properly, and then we would hand it over to you. So you have no pain whatsoever in trying to set up reports, no pain whatsoever in trying to fix them if they're not quite working with your system setup. Inoapps handles that for you. We handle your reporting setup for you. If I want to track my order progress as that goes through that, I can by clicking on My Orders and then going into my order reference to get a bit more information about it. Again, just seeing what's been actually ordered, what's my current status, what have I actually ordered here, and I can just track some of the log of statuses as it goes through Inoapps' processing. Again, just building confidence around that part of the process. So I'm just going to fast forward through that. Inoapps has deployed it, they've tested it, configured it, it's ready, ready to go, ready for you to start using. So I would now just log into my Oracle environment. So for the demonstrations of this, for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm logging directly into the Oracle Transactional Business Intelligence tool, and then I'd navigate to my dashboard and report with it that way. However, on an individual basis, we can have the discussion around where you actually want your reports to be stored. You could have a folder set up in any location within your catalog, and we would deploy them to there for you. We can also possibly embed them if that's in different work areas in Fusion, if that's how you wanted your reports to be deployed. But again, that's just we would have that conversation with you on an individual basis. But for this purposes, I'm just logging into the Transactional Business Intelligence tool, and I'm just going to navigate down to my dashboard that's been fully configured, fully tested, and it's ready for me to go. Dashboards, creating invoices, and off we go. And that's it. Ready to go, working, and I'm reporting straight away. Quick and painless. And Inoapps have handled all that challenge of getting a report working on my system, and I'm now reporting, carrying out my critical task in my reporting job, analysing that data, making informed decisions from that analysis. So I've just demonstrated the kind of end-to-end process there. This report is now under the managed service wrapper of Inoapps. If it breaks for any reason, we take care of it. If your system goes through an upgrade and for some reason the report's no longer functioning, we take care of it again. So you don't have any of that pain of keeping the reports supported and maintained. That is our job. Your job's reporting, our job's supporting that. So I'm actually just going to go back into the tool and just demonstrate some of the features and functionality and some of the report types that I didn't get quite to show you there. So I'm just going to go back into the tool. So one part I want to show you is the report headers listing. So if I click on here, this is just a list of all the reports that are available for you to order in our library. So we've actually included multiple search functionality here, again, just to make it easy for you to find the content that fits your reporting requirements. Get to that quickly and easily, and then get onto your reporting job. So I can also filter all of these columns just by clicking in them and typing a search keyword. So we found over our extensive experience that a highly critical report that we built for many customers is the Supplier Master Report. So I'm just going to show you how easy it is to find one of those in our library. So I can click on the name and just start typing. supplier, and straight away again, it's narrowed that content down. I'm looking for something, my supplier master report. I've not had to spend any time at all trying to find it, and supplier master report, off we go. And there we go, quick. We found the report. Again, might not be getting as much information as I want from here. I just want to see a bit more detail about that report. What does it look like? So again, we're just going to click in. We've got all our written information, preview image, and then again I can scroll down and I can see actually this is the wealth of columns that are going to be available to me when this gets deployed to my environment. So I can flick through these and I'm just getting a really good idea of what's included in that report. Is it fitting my reporting needs? Does it have the columns that I want? Is it going to bring back the data that I want, that I need for my job? I can also tell it's in Excel, so I know I'm going to be able to export that into Excel. I'm going to be able to do additional formatting, and again, that's just giving me more flexibility in my reporting. Again, happy with that, so I can close that down and I can just order that report. Again, it goes through that process. Inoapps take it, they deploy, they configure, they test, off we go. We're ready to go, and we're ready to report. An additional part of the report headers listing is the preview image section over on the right hand side. So that holds all the preview images of the reports that are available in the library. So if we're not actually just going to be searching for a specific report, I'm just browsing and just seeing if a report takes my fancy, I can click in some of these preview images and I can just start browsing through those images just to see if a report takes my fancy, if you will. So we've got some highly transactional reports in here. Dashboards and analytics. But I noticed this transactional report, the purchase order versus supplier versus charge account, that's something else that I would like to be using for my reporting. So I can just take note of the InnoRep number. So that's that reference number we talked about before. So that's 114. I can come out of the preview image, remove my last search, type in the number. There we go. Again, quick, got to the content. Let's have a look at it. I'm going back in. There's a bit more information down the bottom. So that's just again showing all of the preview images of it in action. The prompt, so I know exactly what I'm going to be able to filter on that, so I can do detailed analysis that suits my needs. And again, happy with that. Let's order that. Through that process, Inoapps takes over it, they deploy, configure, test, we're ready to go. One final part I just wanted to show you was the functional area. So just to show you that the more conventional way of categorizing reports, just so you're aware of that piece of functionality. So we have got, we found that the users have a reporting need of extracting HR data, for instance, to send to third parties or to do some data validation when we're migrating data. So I'm just going to go into HR and talent, data exchange there. That's exactly what I need. I'm going to go and start looking into data exchange. Fantastic. I've got all of these extraction reports available. So I can go through the high level information using the name and the short description. But I can also, as we've seen, go into that detail and see, okay, what format's it going to be? What columns are in there? Is it going to fulfill my needs? Okay, I'm going to go and find that out. So I'm just going to go into work terms extraction. Let's look at the preview image. Okay, so CSV, I'm just going to scroll down again. This is my physical deliverables, so I know exactly what's going on in my system. I know the names, the types, and I can again click on the images here, and I can see person number, okay, worker type. Fantastic. So that's exactly going to fulfill my data validation needs. Order. Process goes through. So I appreciate that that was a whistle-stop tour of the reporting library. There's a lot of functionality in there. There's a lot of content. The content isn't static. There's a lot of content coming. So that's where we'll describe the extensive roadmap of content. But I do hope that it demonstrates that we're really excited about this product and how easy it is to use and how easy it will be for your reporting users to find what they need and then get on with their reporting. I'm just going to hand back to Will now, who's going to go through the benefits and features in more detail with you.
Thank you, Alistair. It's great to see the solution in action. And as you say, I'd just like to reiterate some of Reporting as a Service's features. And as we've just seen, it's a library with years of business intelligence and reporting content at your fingertips. You can browse it using the online gallery function that we've just seen, and in the most suitable way to yourselves, and order at your convenience. It's expanding, as we've said. The service grows alongside you with this expansive roadmap of content yet to be added. It's continuously updated in line with all Oracle upgrades or other such things. It's industry-specific content. It's the content necessary for you to answer your specific requirements. And we pair this with the expertise necessary to rapidly configure and deploy reports directly into your environment. You have the confidence that all of your reports are under the managed service wrapper, so you know that they'll always be functional. And as part of it is a low-cost option where subscribers have the option for reduced rates on professional services for report building. What does that really mean? What's the benefits of it? It's a low-cost alternative to engaging with expensive technical external skills. There's no need for that. You can save time, because why build content that's already out there? We have this extensive library that we can make accessible to you. It gives you agility to rapidly deploy reports to meet new business requirements in short timescales. It gives you that return on investment. Your implementation project can now answer the business critical questions that you initially set out to. Once again, it gives you the confidence that reports will be functional going forwards. No need to go through costly upgrade cycles. We'll take away that pain. And it also allows your IT staff to be redeployed on projects that are adding value instead of ad hoc report, repair, or building. However, it's all well and good me telling you some generic benefits of reporting as a service, but the true beauty is that reporting as a service has this wealth of content, and we can allow you to browse through and see what relative benefit you can get from it. And that's exactly what we want to do. So we'll be in touch to give you access for 2 weeks and let you browse and see what benefit you can bring to your company using that. That's the end of our presentation, and we will now open the floor to any questions you might have asked throughout. So let's open up that questions bar there. Right, so, okay. So Alistair, this one reads, we're about to go through an upgrade. Will your reports be updated? We've answered that. Of course. So if you're about to go through an upgrade, you contact us. All of those reports that we've deployed from the reporting service, they're under our managed service. We take care of that for you. After the upgrade, we make sure that they're functioning correctly, do any fixes required, and yeah. Okay. There's a few of them along here. All right. Yeah, that's a good one. What happens if we find a problem with one of the reports? You would come along and just let us know there's a problem with this report. We would have our expert BI staff go into your system and just fix that so it's ready and working for you to use reporting. So it's just seamless in your terms. Okay. I'm aware of time, so I think that's probably all we have time for. So I just want to say once again, thank you so much for listening, and we hope you're as excited as we are as our new solution, Reporting as a Service, as we believe is a disruptive and powerful solution to transform the Oracle Cloud Business Intelligence workstream. Thank you.